leave it up to Japan to put these two things together. I mean, why not?
Leave it up to Japan to put these things together. What's good, internet? The Broheim Boys are back.
Yes, sir. We
yes,
are.
sir. I am the boy Face Mason alongside my brother, the Retro King Guilo. How are you, my brother?
What's going on, brother Face Mason? I'm good, brother. It's good to be back, and I am ready, brother. And
let's go.
Let's
We
do
are
this.
the Broheim Syndicate. This is late as always, our show where we chat about games, pop culture, and more. This episode, we're here to review the PlayStation State of Play. But before we do that, allow me the opportunity to remind everyone watching, just do us a little favor. I need you guys to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, comment down below how you feel about the show. Understand, it doesn't cost you guys anything. Nothing at all. Nothing's come out of the pocket. Just a little bit of time, and it helps us build this channel and everything we want to do in the future. So now we're going to get into the PlayStation State of Play. We're going to start off with that beautiful trailer, man, of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, I'm one of probably a few people looking back on it. It's not really a big fan of Resident Evil 4. It was a nice breath of fresh air when it came out, but now, playing it now, it's like, it's really kind of fucking cheesy. But seeing this, it's excited me a bit. It's a different feel, much different vibe. We got a release date, March 24th, 2023, and it's being released on all consoles and the PlayStation VR 2. Brother Guala, like, what you saw this with, we watched this together. How did you feel about it when you saw this trailer?
Man, when I first saw this trailer, man, I mean, it caught my eye real quick. I never even played the original Resident Evil 4, which means I definitely got to get back and play that game so I can make some kind of comparison, like how I played Resident Evil 3 last month. So at
Yeah.
least I know the difference between each game. So when I saw Resident Evil 4, it looks good. You know, I like the fact how everything it is, especially with the graphic upgrade and whatnot.
Okay.
And this game is definitely caught my attention. But you know what that means, right? That means we're gonna be getting the collector's edition just like we got in its predecessors, bro.
Oh, and imagine, you know what? See, okay, here's what hurts. I hope we don't get the worst of them, because usually the Japanese edition is better than what we
I know,
get.
yeah, they do.
So I'm kind of hoping, like, yes, obviously we're hoping for a collector's edition so we can break that down and do an unboxing when we get it. But I'm hoping to God that they're comparable, or even if it's the same thing, if they're getting a cool one in Japan and in Europe, that we're getting, a cool one as well. I'm definitely, here's my thing. Resident Evil 2 Remake was fantastic, right?
Mhm.
Put Resident Evil back on the map outside of RE7, right? Resident Evil 3 Remake, graphically, I was impressed. Obviously, it looks beautiful, but I wasn't impressed with what the game was because they cut a lot of shit out. So seeing that, I'm really interested in wondering what are they getting rid of, or what are they cutting, and what are they keeping? What are they adding? Atmosphere is everything, and you see this in this trailer. Atmosphere is everything again, finally. Resident Evil 4, like I said, you haven't played it, and I would love to watch you play it and get your first thoughts of like that initial playthrough, because I remember playing it on the GameCube and loving every moment of it, and I remember playing it on the PlayStation 2 and like playing it years later, and each time I played it, it was kind of like, okay, I could see why we loved it so much, but to me, it doesn't hold up. And again, I'm in a minority of people that believe this. You talk about Resident Evil 4 and everybody loves it, and oh, it's great and it changed everything. It did, but remember, Resident Evil 5 sucked and 6 sucked even worse. So
Maybe we might get a remake for that.
I don't know. You know what? So I was watching it again a few hours ago, and I was wondering, first thing I thought was, I hope that the AI is 10 times smarter than it was back then because Ashley's a fucking idiot. So I'm hoping that, what again, this is the first RE game that had the AI, partner with you. And Ashley, she wasn't doing anything. It wasn't like part 5 where you had an AI partner that was shooting. It's not like Revelations where you had that going on as well. But if you're playing a massive escort mission at certain points, you want a very intelligent AI. So I hope that what they're working on is that process of technology as well as how great it looks, and bringing it back that RE feel that we loved.
Yeah, I mean, Capcom, they reinvent themselves with these remakes. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll take the parts that, let's say, wasn't even good, and hopefully they'll pretty much put that on the chopping block and bring something new. Just like with the Resident Evil 3 remake, even though they cut a lot of parts from the original,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I think that what they cut and what they brought to the forefront was actually good. Like, for example, the Nemesis fights, I think, was very well thought of, especially if I had to compare the two clock tower fights between the PS1 version and the PS4 version,
Mm-hmm.
definitely the PS4 version is by far more superior. And what I like about it, that in this game, I swear I never ever got a chance to feel how much hatred Nemesis has for Jill, bro. It was like this motherfucker wanted to kill this bitch. I'm like, damn, it's like you burn him up, yo, he's coming right back at you.
Yeah, he doesn't stop
Yo,
coming. He
you
doesn't stop
don't.
coming.
And he's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna kill you no matter what. And I was like, yo, the hate, brother. That's what really got me. And I
Yeah.
think even though they did cut a lot of things, like I said before, but I think it was just, I think the decision making aspect of RE3 from the original version, I think that was good that they trashed that. I wasn't really
Yeah.
too crazy about that.
A lot of people loved it though. A lot of
Yeah.
people actually loved that aspect of the game. And I'm not it wasn't something that was lost on me, like where I wasn't gonna play it because it didn't have a decision making aspect. I actually it was cool that they let you run through and like I said, there were some things that they cut out there. Like the next set of remakes, we know they're going to be adding and subtracting a lot of things. That you got to cut the fat. You got to
Yeah.
cut the fat to keep that in there.
Hmm.
Those moments in part 2 where X is around, it keeps you on edge. Nemesis being able to come out of nowhere keeps you on edge. Let's see what this one is. Like, what do they do to keep you on edge? That's why I can't wait to see your playthrough of it. But before we move on to the next thing, I want to ask you this.
Hmm.
Did you you haven't played anything above 3?
Above 3, oh, you mean or like Origins and stuff like that?
I mean the
I mean
original
like,
like Resident
oh,
Evil
the original.
game.
Oh
The
yeah, I played the original 3. I played Code Veronica.
Okay.
I even played your favorite Outbreak. but,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, as far as
But I
the
mean,
original
like
ones, I
the
played them.
numbered series, you didn't play like 4, you didn't play 5 or 6.
Nah, I mean, I'm pretty much, I guess, a Resident Evil virgin when it comes to 4, 5, and 6.
You
So
don't need to play 5 and 6. I'm telling you that right
I
now.
have to. It's in the backlog.
Shit.
But yeah,
Gotta be there for that one. Jesus.
but speaking about that, I mean, the next segment that we saw from this Sony State of Play was their VR section, and of course, going off with the Resident Evil 4 remake, they definitely introduced to us the Resident Evil 8 VR mode, and when I saw this mode, I was like you already know how I feel about first person games,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't really watching the trailer, it didn't really I didn't really see a difference. The only difference that I can actually convey in this is maybe playing in VR mode might enhance the gaming experience instead of watching it through a screen. So with this one, you feel more immersed into the world and
Yeah.
it feels like you're in it. So if I was to own the VR two, let's say a VR two thing, I think I would play just to test it out, just to see how this game is. But if you don't, but if you definitely have VR2 and you're Resident Evil 8 fan, then I would say this game would definitely be up anyone's alley. But
I
when
think I think it'll be up yours because you love like you're not everybody like we know you're not a fan of first person shooters, but you had said that the VR experience feels much different than a first person shooter does.
yes.
Um, the VR version of Resident Evil 7 is fucking amazing because of that immersion. Um, I don't think they'll spare any expense to make sure that it's that because and also because part 8 feels so much more like it's each section is a portion of all the original Resident Evil games, right? So they're going to make sure you feel every section of that. Dimitrescu's castle is the mansion in RE1, right? um Moreau's section is an area in RE4 that you'll play soon enough. Heisenberg's area is a little combination of certain things. What's her name? I always forget her name. To me, the best section, because it's the most horror filled, and I forgot the chick's name, but she had the
But,
little doll and she has like these illusion
uh,
powers.
mhm.
And that I would love to see what that's like in VR because on playing it, it's scary. See in VR with the immersion with PlayStation's 3D audio and all that other stuff, I can imagine how great that's going to be, dude.
Mm. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see how people would want to play that particular scene in VR mode. I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to, if you really want to get, scared, why not play it? Why not play that section? So, I mean, we'll see how it turns out. I mean, I don't know when. I don't think they ever did decide when the VR mode is coming out, right?
no, you know what? I was surprised when we watched it. I was surprised they're coming out with a VR mode for it.
So, so, so my question to you is the RV is the VR2 mode of RE8 going to include the much anticipated Resident Evil Reverse?
Oh shit, is that still a thing?
I think
Because
I don't know.
because I haven't checked my. Can you remember it came free with Village, and I haven't checked my Steam library to see if it's actually up. So I don't know. Not like I'm going to play that shit show. It's are you going to get the VR2? Because I know that you and I don't own the PSVR at all. Are you going to? Have you been thinking about picking it up?
You know, from what I've seen so far, for the VR library, which I don't know, well, it depends. Can and I mean I haven't heard anything, but if you can, I don't know if you could play VR1 with the VR1 games be backwards compatible with VR2. I don't know if
It
it
should
is
be because I'm not buying two. I'm not buying an older version
exactly.
of the VR headset. I mean, if that's the case, then I'll just get the VR for my PC and
Hmm.
just play any game I want to play. Excuse me.
Yeah,
So
because if it's backwards compatible, then I could consider myself maybe buying it. But if not, then like I don't want to like buy a VR2 just to play one or two games, and it's just gonna be like it's gonna be a paperweight, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. True.
Yeah, so I mean after and then with that being said, I mean now we got what? I mean the Walking Dead Retribution game. I mean when I saw the announcement to that, man, I was like, okay, it seems all right. I mean post-apocalyptic zombie game, shoot 'em up,
Mm-hmm.
almost like was it what was it? Was it like that is it Left for not Left for Dead?
We're back for blood.
No, it was an old school game from the GunCon era, House of the
House
Dead
of
in a
Dead.
way. Yeah, in a way it kind of reminded me of that, but with better sprites.
Excuse me. um, you know what's funny because I didn't think of that. Like my initial thought was, oh joy, we get another zombie game, right? I'm kind of there's it gets to a point where we're oversaturated with certain types of games. Like this game gets
Mhm.
popular, or this type of game gets popular, whatever. Um, I'm not really a fan of a lot of different zombie games. If it's just some fun shooter or whatever, fine. Like Dying Light came out and I didn't care about Dying Light 1. I didn't care about Dying Light 2.
Mhm.
All these zombie games I don't really care much about on that level. So seeing this really didn't amp me up to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to try this out when I get to VR2. It's another zombie game to me.
At the end of the day, that's all it is,
And
man. Just in the
it sucks, man. It sucks. I should be excited, but I'm not.
well, hopefully, maybe the trailer for No Man's Sky might excite you,
No.
man. Because when I saw that shit, I was like, "Well, okay, it looks nice, but it doesn't grab me. I mean, I wasn't really a No Man's Sky fan at all, but we're seeing the, trailer for the VR mode. It was like I feel the same thing. It's like, why? That's a good question. Why?
So No Man's Sky, when it came out, did hard like it came out, it was a buggy mess. It was bad for a company, I think, and I believe they're kind of small at the time. Um, they've made that game work in such a manner where they still update it, they still do DLC for it. Like there's a community behind No Man's Sky now. It's big.
Mhm.
If you want to try it, it's free on Game Pass, which is fantastic. Anyway, I think it's still free on Game Pass. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna bring this word up again because you said it earlier. Immersion is everything, and to kind of answer the question why, if you have a game like that where you can travel universe and experience different planets and different environments in VR, that works. That actually works really, really well. So as far as why, like you can say, well, the another way to experience that immersion and those worlds in that game, it's kind of a no-brainer. Is it something that I would make me buy a VR2? No. Is it something that I would buy if I had a VR2? Possibly.
But it's not going to be the deal breaker. Like I must have this.
No, 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 not at all. Not at all. I don't think there was something like that for the VR1. That was like
Mhm.
when if I think about it, like no, there wasn't even a thing like I had to have that. No. That's why I don't have it. Like there was
Yes.
nothing on it that really I think Super Hot was the only thing
Mhm.
on the console side of things. Like Super Hot is fantastic no matter how you play it. So Super Hot would have been the thing if I bought a PSVR. I'd have bought that. I heard that Iron Man simulation was pretty cool.
Mm.
I remember they had a Batman sim that came out originally when the VR dropped, but there was nothing on it that made me have to buy it. And I feel like No Man's Sky is not that game on a VR too.
Yeah, I mean, because I never really like right now. There's no, like you said before, there's no game out there that's gonna make me want to go out and pre-order a VR mode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with the original one, it was a nice touch when Resident Evil 7 came out and and they included the VR mode. I
Yeah,
think that was really nice.
yeah.
But after that, it's nothing really out there that'll make me want to be like, here, take my money. I want to buy this. Nah, I mean,
Let me
they
ask you this question. Not to cut you up, I
no,
apologize.
no, go.
Um, and it just popped in my head, knowing how you feel about that. The fact that it came with a VR mode, right?
Hmm.
And you're more open to playing those type of games in VR. Do you feel like even FPS games, if they came with a VR mode, you'd be more open to playing those types of games?
Yeah, I mean, a good question because it's like even with FPS games, like even if they give you the option of playing in third person, I will welcome it because a game like a good example of that is Metal Gear Solid. You could play it in first person or third person,
Mm,
and I actually use first person mode when I fight the boss battles. So
yeah,
I think it's about more of a choice, give me that choice. Even though like I'm not 100% against it, like if there's aspects of first person aspects into the game,
you're
I
fine
don't
with
I
that.
I'm fine with that,
Okay.
but if me as a gamer, I like choice, and I
So
think, and
so that's what I'm saying. If you did, if like Doom, if Doom Eternal had dropped and there was and it dropped a VR version of that game, would you have been like, okay, you know what? And you had the VR, would you have been like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give this one a try?
yeah, I mean, I would try it just for the experience, just to
Okay.
see how, is it, if it's that good in VR compared to watching it, playing it on the regular screen and in first person, I would do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel about, well, going on, since you already played the second Horizon game, would you go play Horizon Call of the Mountain?
Okay, so let's say this first. First and foremost, right? I'm in the minority again that believes that Forbidden West wasn't all that great, right? It's a sequel. It felt like a really big DLC and not a full-fledged sequel. The game is gorgeous. Call of the Mountain is gorgeous. That shit looks so good. And I can imagine how it looks in VR. I didn't
Mhm.
I didn't know if it was on rails or not. I don't know if like you can move around the way the way the way the trailer was looking, like there are moments where you
Yeah.
can strafe and move around, but I didn't know if that was like if it was a full open world thing where I can run around in VR, or if I was being on rails and this linear path. But I want to see more of this. I'm not, because I wasn't that impressed with Forbidden West. I'm not really sitting here going like, oh, this is something I must play because it's part of that pantheon of games.
Yeah.
I'm not. It looks nice. It looks really nice. That's all I can really say right now. It looks really nice until we see more and they show us what the actual gameplay is. If it's more, if I can move around in VR freely and I'm not doing a lot of the same monotonous tasks,
Mhm.
I think that I'll like it. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, because I mean the game definitely looks easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, remember that close up they showed of that big ass brontosaurus something that,
Mm-hmm.
and you saw it and you're like, wow, that's really big. So I could just imagine I'm just imagining you wearing the VR set and the thing just towers all over you, like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Like that scale
Yeah,
is going to
yeah.
be amazing in VR because
Hmm.
you see it in game, but you don't really feel that.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
you know that
That's what I'm
that is
trying to say.
cool. Like
Yes.
that'll be cool. I think you're right. I
Hmm.
think that
Hmm.
scale in VR is going to be unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Hmm.
I mean, how did you feel about it? Like outside of just being easy, that stuff. Like you haven't played Forbidden West yet.
No, actually, Forbidden West, I haven't played it yet. It's definitely in my backlog there. I mean, I didn't bother getting the collector's edition because of
Yeah.
fucking digital download code.
Yeah, that shit
But
is still a thing that I
but I
don't get.
but I definitely want to play that game. And because I remember I had asked you how you felt it, and I remember you telling me it felt more of a DLC expansion
Mhm.
than anything else. So I was like,
Yeah,
wow. So this game doesn't really call out to you
no.
as much as like that. So not like the first one where I remember you told me, like, you said, Al, yo, you got to get this game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I get it. And then when
And,
I
and
got it,
remember, it was my game of the year for a
yeah,
moment.
yes, it
For a
was.
good minute, it was a game of the
Yes, it
year.
was.
And God, that game is so beautiful. I
Hmm.
still, I go back and I'll watch those compilation videos of all the the cutscenes,
Hmm.
and it still evokes an emotion because the storytelling in that game is just so fucking good, man.
That
So
is.
fucking good. And I kind of felt like Gorilla played it safe with this one.
Hmm.
I feel like they really, really played it safe. And again, graphically, dude, even on the PS4, this shit is gorgeous. Like, so we know they can create an amazing world and everything else. I just, and even, you had newer types of creatures that you were dealing with, machines you were dealing with, and all of that. That's everything. But I look at a lot of stuff that I played for PC back in the day, like MMOs and stuff, right? And when you got a good expansion, it was world changing. It was a brand new area you were in, but it was world changing, and that area never felt like it felt different from where you were playing before, but it felt different in a way where I want to do all the quests in this area. There are a couple of moments in there where I was like, wow, like this game is fucking amazing. And but that was few and far between, and after a while, as you know, when you're ending a game and it's some big war, you're going to fight the same 14 machines over and over and over and over and over and over again. It kind of gets boring, and it gets kind of like, oh, here we go. I'm walking to this area. You see this big area, okay, I'm gonna fight like 5 of those machines again. And you jump in there, and those 5 machines jump down, and we're right back where we started. And I kind of felt like that's what pulled me away from it. And that's why I feel like it felt safe. So that's why, again, and I went on this diatribe, and I apologize, but that's why I'm not hyped about the game per se, but I'm hyped about, they can probably have this immersive thing in it, and we'll see on the VR how it looks. I'm not against trying it out. Let's put it that way.
So, speaking, since we're on the topic of Horizon Forbidden West, I mean, obviously the Sony announced a new update for it with New Game Plus and new trophy features. You think would that be enough for you to replay that game?
No. So New Game Plus is great, but it's me playing the game with all the shit I have. They added in, like you said, they added new trophies, an ultra hard difficulty level. I don't care about that stuff. Like, making it more challenging does not make a game better. All the stuff that they on the patch list that you can find on like Reddit and on their website, on Gorilla's websites, all the stuff, outside the quality of life stuff is not a reason for me to come back to the game.
Well, I know a lot of people that owns a PC, will definitely be happy that they could finally play Spider-Man Remastered, man. Jeez, I know if you're hardcore PC fans and was waiting to play Spider-Man, well, guess what? Your prayers has been answered, because people like us, we've been playing this game for years, man. And I'm telling you, Spider-Man PS4, now on PC, you modders are gonna have a shit field with modding all these models, because I'm already seeing some crazy shit. I'm already seeing May wear a G-string.
Oh God,
why would
we do this?
I'm already seeing MJ with massive boobs. So
no,
you modders, do your thing.
Oh God, so let's start with saying, to add on to that, we already know this game on the highest end of PCs is going to be one of the best looking games ever. Right, like, because it looked that good on PS4 and it looked that good on PS5, so we know on a nice high-end PC this is going to look good, and it's going to run really well, because Insomniac does what the Insomniac does. Seeing it, I was like, okay, I felt the same way you did. The modding community is going to take this game, and they're going to do some shit in it that's going to be so fucking cool, bro. So fucking cool.
I want to do a reaction video whenever they come with that shit, man.
Oh, listen, yeah, I think when it comes out on PC, I'm going to get it, and I'll probably be getting all the mods for it too, because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Speaking of worth it, I got to go to the next game out, because this one surprised the fuck out of me, especially from when we had seen it at the last, I believe it was the last showcase.
Yeah,
they had shown this game, and that is Stray, where you go. It's an open world. It looks like an open world adventure game. We got a release date of July 19th, so it's not that far away. You play a cat.
Yeah.
this should not be something I'm sitting like, yeah, I'm playing a fucking cat. Like, this is cool. Like, I'm kind of like, yo, I am really intrigued by this game. Like, I am really, I should not be, but I am. And it's crazy, right? Because that game gets me. I'm like, yeah, like a fucking cat. And then all these other games, like, okay, it's it's a it's a it's a game that we're gonna play. I remember when we first saw it, and we were intrigued back then when we first saw it. Seeing a more in depth, quote unquote, in depth trailer. How do you feel about it now?
Well, I'm with you on that one. Sentiments is the same. I'm curious about this game. There's something about this that is like, wow, you know what? When this game comes out, I gotta play it. I gotta have it because I mean, just to see a little bit of the gameplay with the stealth missions and all, it's just a damn cat just going from point A to point B,
Yeah.
man. And I'm like, shit, this this looks damn fun, you
It
know?
does. It fucking
Yeah,
does. Why? Why? See,
exactly.
why does this look so fun and intriguing to us? Right. But you see these other games, we're like, it's okay. That's all right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go as far as to say this might be a possible sleeper hit, man, like how Marker Cree was on the PS2, you
It
know?
could be. It really, yo, you know what? Like,
Mm.
I don't even. I don't think it's a sleeper because I've looked, I've checked comments, I've watched reactions, and everyone I've watched, people are like, yo, this looks really good.
Mhm.
Like really good. And again, it's something that we shouldn't be interested in.
Mm.
But I can't wait. July 19th, I'm playing at day one.
Mm.
Like, I am
Eh,
pre-ordering this game and we're rocking with it. That's it.
I mean, I mean, I even checked Play Asia and they have it ready on pre-order physically, so
Really?
I'm
Already?
already, bro. I'm there. I'm there, man.
Shit.
I mean, I wish.
Shit.
Imagine if you could customize your cat like to make it look like you could choose whatever color he is. Like imagine having like the cat you have and try to recreate him in the game. Oh man.
I'm checking now. It's coming out on PlayStation and on PC. It'll be on Steam July 19th. So yeah, I'm definitely
Beautiful.
downloading. I'll have that downloaded and ready to go. That, oh God, this game looks so good, man. It looks like I don't know why it looks so fun, but it does. It does, man.
Sleeper hit.
Sleeper hit, man. I know you gotta the next game, Al, go for it, please. Because I know you
Mm,
were super hyped for this one.
brother. Woo! That's what Daymare is to Resident Evil 2 Remake is what the Callisto Protocol is to Dead Space, a
Yes.
true love letter. I mean, I had to give it this chef kiss, brother, because yo, when we saw the trailer and seeing how this game looks, yo, I mean, you could tell it borrowed a lot of assets
Mhm.
from Dead Space, even though it was made by the creators of Dead Space, but you could tell the foundation, the root, the heart of it all is made in this game, man,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, think about it. I mean, to me, I love survival horror and and this franchise, I mean, Dead Space, so Callisto Protocol. I mean, I love it a lot better than RE2 than the Resident Evil franchise. I know it's going out there, but
Nah, it's
something
not.
about it. It's like if you seen that movie Event Horizon,
Yeah.
that's what Dead Space was, and honestly, the way that Callisto Protocol is, it kind of reminds me of Aliens too. You know, but being the aspect of role where you're in the planet and you're in what you call it space prison
Yeah, it
cell.
looks like a space prison. Yeah.
Yeah, so shit just goes goes bonkers, and the fact that if you're walking along this long corridor with open cells, you don't know what the fuck is gonna come out of that,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
I mean, the fear is there, the fucking
Yeah.
environment is there. I mean, the love of of the franchise is definitely cemented in this game, bro.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And the fucking cool thing about it, and which I pray they said this thing is coming out a month. We're talking about December, a month before Dead Space remake, bro.
Just-
We double whammy
That-
back to back, bro.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
know we yeah, and they already announced a collector's edition for this, so you know we're gonna be unboxing it. But
Ooh.
what you think about that, huh?
Dude, so we were watching this trailer, and this is the first time in my adult life that I've watched a game trailer and been genuinely creeped out by something.
Mhm.
Like, like movies don't get me, scary games don't get me. A couple jumps in, oh, whatever. This shit I was looking at and I was like, yo, like this is creepy. Like they got it all. Like you said, like just to repeat a little bit of what you said, atmospherically they got it. Right? The look of the game, like the action graphically, fuck yes, right? It's atmospherically creepy. The gameplay looks amazing. And we're just getting flashes. I would love to see something um I would love to see something more in depth, like a behind the scenes thing from them. I would love it if they did something like that before the game dropped. I would be so happy. But dude, I can't wait. December 2nd. That is my birth. This is our birthday month, dude. This is our
Yes.
gift to eat. This is it. This is what we're getting from this company. Thank you. Happy birthday to us. This is our shit, dude. Like we're gonna run through this heavy. Like, oh my god, dude. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So will you get the collector's edition?
If it's awesome, right, I will. Shit. This has to be so I mean, we're gonna definitely have this conversation about this on Unboxed when we get the actual details of it. There are if they're going to the lengths they are to make this game as beautiful as it is, I definitely think they're going to do the same with the collector's edition.
Mhm.
They have to. They have to. Did they announce a collector's edition for the Dead Space remake?
Um, yes and no. I remember when we saw when they had their, I guess their behind the scenes thing that we saw
Mm-hmm,
last month,
mm-hmm.
and the guy said that that they actually going to come out with the collector's edition. So that
Okay.
much we know.
Okay.
When will it come out? I mean, we know the date, but what will it have inside? Only time will tell, man.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's I cannot wait. That's definitely on my list. That's like this is definitely before we even go on. This is the game of the showcase.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
game of the showcase. Like this is the show, like this is what we were waiting for. Um the next one is interesting though.
Hmm.
They showed this trailer for Roller's Room, an amazingly interesting art style. Amazingly interesting art style. First thing I thought seeing it outside of the art style was it seems more multiplayer focused than anything.
Hmm.
I don't see this being a single player game unless there's a really intense story. But all we saw was this kind of, like gameplay aspects of the game. What was your initial thoughts when you were watching the trailer?
Well, we saw the trailer, what really got to me was the physics of the game. It kind of reminded me of my friend Pedro in a way, where you could just shoot, go crazy, different
Yeah,
angles, So that looks good. Like you said, if it's multiplayer based, it looks like it. I'm hoping that it has a campaign mode, but if not, this game looks good just to play online with friends and just shoot shit up, man.
yeah, definitely, man. What is? Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm looking at what the next game is. Oh God.
What are we looking at?
It, you want me to go ahead? You can do this one.
Well, all right. I guess, yeah. So I guess we're looking at the Eternites.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
game, listen, if you like action, and you like shooting shit up, and you like to have these what weird relationships, like having a dating sim, then leave it up to Japan to put these two things together. I mean, why not?
leave it up to Japan to put these things together.
I'm like, shit, peanut butter and jelly, right?
Yo, oh, when Japan can't Japan any harder, Eternites. You know, and it's one of the things like the common thing we're gonna all the reoccurring thing is always gonna be like these games look great,
Yeah.
right? And action wise, it should look fantastic. I'm not. I don't care about dating sims. I don't
Yeah.
care about dating sims. I'm good. Like in my notes, I put looks nice graphically, but that's a negative. that's how. That's how hard. I was like, no, no.
It's a game pass thing, right? I would think.
I wouldn't even get it on that. No,
No?
I
Oh,
mean, you know
okay.
what? If they put it on there, again, there's nothing to play, and it's rated high enough and whatever. And I like what I see outside of this little trailer. Possibility. Nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. I
Well, I mean,
mean,
would you get it if it was on Game Pass?
I would play it out of curiosity. Then I could tell you, be like, yo, you know what? This game is not as bad. I just fought these crazy guys, and then I made out with this massive chick.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus
it's fucking
Christ.
great. I love this game.
I'm done with you. Yeah, that's the one I'm like, oh yes, I'm definitely gonna be doing that. But no, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know about right. So my second game of the night. This is definitely my second game of the night. Um we got a trailer some time ago for Street Fighter 6. Teaser, Ryu and Luke. Everybody was like, oh, RE Engine doing all this amazing stuff or whatever. Um dude, this trailer was so fucking awesome, man. This shit was so cool. And getting the information because they're leaking a bunch of shit and Capcom is giving out a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
I am very, very excited for this fucking game, man. We see there's like this story mode. It's like an open world story mode that we got to see in it. There's a battle hub, so it's like a big lobby for multiplayer, obviously.
Mhm.
With a really cool art style, man. Like this Chun-Li looks awesome. This is how you make a realistic Chun-Li, not that fucking Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite game where she looked like that. Like, no, this is how you make them look amazing and still have that Capcom feel. Like this shit was so fucking cool, man. What's your take on this, dude? Because I loved it.
Well,
I was like, okay, cool, we're ready to go.
well, I mean, before I go on, I just like to say that I love Street Fighter Five Chun-Li.
Oh, Street Fighter 5 Chun-Li's good. Like that's the thing.
Yes.
And MVC, no. Street Fighter 5, a lot of those designs looked amazing. And they just did it. They just took this one to 11. I like this new art. I like the new art style for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like honestly, Street Fighter 6 feels like a different type of fighting game. I mean, my opinion from what I saw when you had mentioned about this battle hub, it looks like like an open world thing where you could just run around and you see maybe online MPs right there, and
Mhm.
somebody could just tap you on your shoulder and be like, hey, you want to fight? You accept the challenge. I mean, my opinion
That's what I
that's how
think.
it looks for me.
That
Yeah.
same. I looked at the same thing. I've done like some rewatches of that trailer
Hmm.
and saw like you bump into somebody and then next thing you know you guys fight and it's
Yeah.
one small frame of that happening, but you see it. Um, yeah, dude, it looks. I want to see so much more. They leaked the roster listing already and the new designs for these characters, and oh god, they look so cool, man. Some of these fucking characters look so awesome. So I want to
Hmm.
see more of the gameplay aspect of these characters they're releasing, like seeing them in the engine, seeing how they play and stuff. Some of the new mechanics look really awesome. You get to see that during the breakdown of the game. Um, it's a yeah, it's Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter to the next level. And it looks like that Capcom is ready. They're ready to go, bro. Like they're ready, man. 2023, this game drops, and they are going to blow this shit out the water, man.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, man. Hopefully it does what it say it does, and just blows everything out of the water, brother. So I remember watching the next one, the next trailer we saw was, I'm not too familiar about this game, but I know you have played it, and it's Tunic,
Hmm.
and from what I've seen of it, it's an indie game, isometric. The gameplay does seem kind of Zelda-ish, and it's kind of artsy,
Yeah.
it's which I can see myself playing this game. But I know you played this already.
Yeah.
And you said, and how did you like it?
It's fucking great. You were talking about love letter games. Here we go. Another,
Mhm.
like, another game where it's a love letter to what Zelda was and those type of RPGs. Um, Amazingly gorgeous. Great. If anybody wants to give it a shot before, actually, like, if you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. It was on Game Pass day one. Um,
Okay.
it's worth the buy though. Like, it's that good. Like, you can play it and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. It's worth that. So I would say if you're not sure about it, anyone, and you have Game Pass, give it a try on there. Same thing with you, Al. If to give you like you can put a nice 2 or 3 hours into it initially and get a feel for what you're in for.
Mhm.
And then be like, okay, I'm going to go get the physical version of the if limited run anybody has a physical version of it. But nah, you would definitely enjoy it. You would love it.
So what's the strongest point to this game that makes you like be like, yo, yeah, you gotta try this game. Like what's that? What would that be?
Feel,
Hmm,
feel. Story's great. Feel.
good.
We any love letter game we're looking for, does it feel like the game that the creators are influenced by the most?
Yeah.
Um, this is a genre of great adventure games that this is an influence by, and they do a great job of wearing that influence on their sleeve, but not letting it overtake what this game is. So it
Mm,
feels like those games we loved growing up. It feels like if you had a 16-bit skin, like a SNES or a Genesis skin on this game, you would think we were playing those games we were playing when we were younger.
well, so it's like a callback to 16-bit in a way,
Again, the feel of it is,
the feel.
obviously, the tech and everything it does. Like, again, obviously, but it feels like those games. It's what's that game? Shadow Complex was to Metroidvania games.
Mm.
Like, it's that type of feel for me personally. Like, what anybody else may feel is different. What I remember seeing it and going like, wow, this looks like this, and I remember downloading it and putting some time into it and go, this feels like this, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Really, really good.
So I guess now to bring it down a notch, we we saw the trailer to a season, a letter to the future, a
Mm-hmm.
nice bike riding sim. It's what I call it. I mean, it looks artsy. I could tell it's story driven, but okay. I don't know about this game, bro. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I'm laughing because I'm trying not to laugh hard. Bike riding sim. Um, you know, we were watching it and I was waiting for something. It was a long ass trailer, so I was waiting for it to end. But but it's something where obviously, like you said, it's narrative driven. You see her taking photos and recording sounds and stuff and telling the stories of the people around her.
Mhm.
Um, I need to see more to see if this is just a game I'm going to play to feel relaxed. Like what Journey was, what a few other games that have come out in that vibe where you played it and there's this relaxing feel. It might be what Going Home was. It might be what a few other games in that zone of just the story is everything and it's not a lot of action or whatever.
Right.
So we'll see in the coming months what it is, and we'll probably have this conversation later, on another show later on. But as of right now, I'm more. I have questions, but it's not like, oh, I have questions so I can that like, oh, if these are answers, like I'll play it type thing. I've questions like I want to see what this is more than anything, you know.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. I mean, a lot fairer than what I would have given it, but yeah. Now you making me think.
because because it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, like when you the games that we were seeing one after another, it was heavy hitters. Everyone was a heavy hitter, even on the VR front, heavy hitters. And
Right.
then this is kind of that game that kind of brought it down a bit. You're, you know, I hate to say it, but kind of like the bathroom break type of trailer. I don't want any indie game to be that, you know. So I'm hoping that, you know, that there is something more that we can see over time, and that is something we can that we'll put on a list, and it'll be on the backlog somewhere, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but they ended this one. They ended this one really well with this one, man. We got to see Final Fantasy 16, and I just got to tell you the first thing I wrote in my notes was the following: summons look awesome as fuck. That's what I put immediately, because when I saw these shits, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing now. Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go. Combat wise, it looks like an even more refined version of what FF15 was. And Square does not play around when it comes to like their major titles and the look of these major Final Fantasy games. They don't play around. They are using the PS5 to its fucking max, or what they believe is its max right now. I believe it's coming out on all systems or the major consoles. I don't think it's gonna be a Switch Pro version or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely something I'm interested in seeing more of. What about you, bro?
Yeah. Man, Final Fantasy 16, I gotta say I'm not quite as familiar with the Final Fantasy games. I think I had 7 on the original PS1 and
Mm.
didn't really call to me, just because of the turn base.
Yeah,
But
you're not a big turn-based guy at all.
yes, but when I saw Final Fantasy 16, I was like, man, this isn't the game that I'm accustomed to. Like the fighting combat, it's on point. Like you said, the summonses were fucking amazing, man.
It's just so cool.
It takes a whole fucking screen.
Yeah, that's what that's what they did in 15. If you get a chance, I believe 15's on Game Pass. If it's not, then I would say pick it up, because it's not expensive, probably like $20 somewhere. I understand you're gonna play that shit for an entire year, but
Mm.
like how you play games in RPGs, you're gonna play that for a year easily. Um, 15 is gorgeous, and the story is really cool.
Now,
16 is that, again, just raise it to another level, just from what we're seeing now.
so did 15 come with any DLCs that I'm not
Yes,
aware of?
yeah, there. I'm going to say 2, and I'll be corrected. I'll correct myself. Yeah, there's a couple of DLCs that it came with. There's probably a Game of the Year edition somewhere. But yeah, you'll like it. You'll definitely like that. Combat is unbelievable. The thing about Square that I enjoyed with them was, because I wasn't a fan of the original Final Fantasy 13. I have it, and I expected it to be much more than what it was. And they dropped the next 2 parts and just tried to make those things better. They made the combat better, everything else. And then when 15 dropped, it was like they took all those lessons they learned from what not to do in 13 and put that into 15. And 15 is a it's a massive game, and it's open world, and it's everything that you want in a great Final Fantasy game. They do it really well. So I have no real complaints about that game. So seeing what 16 is, and 16 just being kind of the next step in evolution for that, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I if I see some more, I'll have that day one.
That's good. I mean, good to know. I mean, I'll definitely consider that one for sure, man.
Yeah. You
But
gotta give 15 a try.
yeah,
Like I said, if it's on Game Pass, even if it's not, you dude, give it a buy, put that on the back, put that on the backlog, or just check it out, watch a couple of playthroughs, and you'll see like that game is really, really good. It has its cheesy moments, as all games do,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fantastic, man. It's fucking great, man. And that was the end. Like they ended it on a really good note. They definitely ended it on a really, really good note. So let me ask you this, brother. Like, was there anything before this that you really, really wanted to see that wasn't shown at all?
Well, I definitely was surprised that we haven't gotten a God of War Ragnarok, announcement, or at least a trailer of it. Because from what I read, and from what Santa Monica has said, like, this game is supposedly, quote unquote, is coming out in September. And if it
Okay.
is, I mean, I think now we're, being in June, I mean, you have to at least somehow put it out there. Or if it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be delayed, at least say it is, because it's like, this game is basically is definitely one of those games that people want to play,
Yeah.
and they've been hyping about this game. And the
Mm-hmm.
fact that we haven't seen it in this state of play at this late in the month goes to show me that I don't think, even though maybe they want to push it for this year, but me personally, I don't think that it's going to come out. And if it doesn't come out this year, then I'm fine with it, as long as they want to make it good. Because the first God of War was a masterpiece in
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
and I rather for a game to be delayed and for me to have a much good gaming experience than a game that it'll be half baked like Anthem, and push it out there and hope that a patch or two will fix the problem. So, with that being said, hopefully, hopefully I would like to see that. But what about you? Was there anything particular you wish they would have shown?
I agree with you. First of all, but God of War Ragnarok is definitely that game. We had that nice trailer. We had a really nice trailer coming out of that showcase before, and it's definitely a lot of people's most anticipated game.
Hmm.
So that's one that I'm definitely that was on like my list originally, was that one. I wanted to see more of that game, Project Eve. I wanted to see more of
Yes.
that. That looked, or as we called it, Bayonetta, whatever part you want to call it. Um, it looked amazing, and I'm hoping that it's more than just this demo that they showed or whatever. And there's something like this big game coming along. So I would like to have seen that one. I'm trying to think. There's another one. There was another one on my mind before. I may have forgotten it though. But those two definitely. Um, as you said, if it's coming out in September, we got to see something more. If they've delayed
Yeah.
it, then let us know that you're delaying the game, and maybe they have, and I just haven't caught on. But let us know that you're delaying the game, because then we can, we still have. I mean, I look forward to this game no matter what. I will be getting this fucking game, and hopefully
Mhm.
you drop a PC version too, day one, and get that fucking money, Sony, because you just made $300 million or some shit based on your PC releases recently. So you understand that PC is the way to go for your fucking, for your exclusive titles now. So drop one day one. Don't wait. Just give us God of War, and maybe that might be your delay, but give us God of War and give us a PC version as well. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for that one, but I'm a little upset that we didn't get the chance to see that one. And I don't know. I think give us something from Naughty Dog. Maybe something like I thought
Okay.
that they were going to actually show that Last of Us remake,
Mhm.
or give us like a teaser for that. And I think that was the third game on my mind. Was that? I wish I had seen something from Naughty Dog. I wish to see either a new IP from them, or the possible like Uncharted game that was being rumored that was possibly in development. So it would have been nice to see something from them. But all in all, like I did kind of enjoy after the second watching. I enjoyed the state of play. I thought they showed what they definitely showed was really cool. You know, to announce a VR2 without announcing a VR2 was kind of cool.
Right.
So yeah, so like, you know, oh, we're doing it. So now I guess the next state of play or the next big announcement will be the PlayStation VR2 and, you know, what it looks like and all the technology behind it and what games will be ready for it. And I think that'll be cool as fuck. I can't wait for that. And that was it. But on, you know, how would you rate it? Scale of 1 to 10.
Well, scale of 1 to 10, I would rate it. If the last one was a 2, then because that was a bag of bullshit, I would say this one, I would give it a 7, 7.5.
Okay.
I think the games that definitely push it for me was the Callisto Protocol, RE4
Yes.
remake,
Yes.
definitely, and fucking Stray. Yeah, fucking Stray.
That is, if I have to say like surprise of the night, that's the surprise of the night.
Hmm.
Like,
That would
and
be the wild card.
yes, and the fact that Sony's going hard behind it is great. Like they're just
Yes.
like, yeah, you know, we got this game and we're going to show you what it is, and we're going to put, you know, we're putting it all behind this one game at the moment. Like that's their summer title right now, and that might be, you know, as you said, that sleeper hit, you know, that might be that shit, bro. It might be that
Mhm.
shit, man. And so with that being said, we're going to end this show. It was great to do another show. It's great to be back.
It
I
is.
miss doing this so much, man. It's good to be with my brother again, and we have so much more content to come, and just keep an eye on the channel, and let me remind you guys again to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, comment, help us build this channel and build this little empire we're trying to get going.
Mhm.
And with that being said, man, on behalf of my brother Guilo over here, the great Retro King, I am Face Mason, and we want you guys to have a great one. And Broheim out.